to Transformation Tuesday. No, that is not a name that is original to me. It is a name that I have seen various places on social media and have decided to take it and adopt it as my own for this new series that I am wanting to start and share with you guys. If you have been following my channel for any length of time, I am sure you have already fully detected that I am a woman who could stand to lose a few pounds. Several years back, I began on a journey of trying to better take care of myself just with health and nutrition. God had began dealing with me about this vessel, this body, this shell that He had given me to live in while I am here on this earth, and how He expected me to take care of it for the best quality of life possible, and actually for a little more longevity. I was in a bad habit of eating just whatever I felt like eating, not taking into account what it might possibly be doing to my health. And God really began to deal with me about that, and He really began to reveal to me that He has a big purpose for my life. He has a plan that He wants to see unfolded in my life, and that if I did not take care of myself physically, I would never see that plan fulfilled. Of course, as He began dealing with me on this issue, I really had no clue at all where to start. I can remember reading about nutrition here and there and kind of becoming interested at different points in my life, but it was never a real priority to me. The priority to me was really just to indulge in the foods that I thought were delicious. And that's exactly how I was conducting my life. One day, as my family and I were strolling through Sam's warehouse, a book just jumped off the shelf at me and grabbed my attention. Now, remember, during this time I had been having conversations with God about taking care of myself, and I had no clue where to even start with that, where to begin, what kind of things that I should begin eating or how I should be feeding my family. So as I was walking through Sam's and the book jumped off of the shelf at me, I thought, you know, I think God is trying to show me something. It was this book right here, a book called The Maker's Diet, written by Jordan Rubin. I had never heard of him. I had never heard of this book and was a little skeptical to buy it, because I am the type of person that if I don't know who you are, if I haven't heard much about you at all, I'm going to be leery about reading any materials that you place in front of me, because I'm not sure if what you have to say can really be trusted. But I knew and was just sensing in my spirit that God had made this book stand out to me. You know, it was almost as though I was walking through, and if you can envision yourself watching a movie and all of a sudden this bright light just glows around an object that catches your attention. So I knew, okay, God is leading me to this book. I'm going to get it, and we'll just see what happens from there. I bought the book, I brought it home, and could not put it down as I began reading the pages. It really grabbed my attention and began speaking to me in a way that nothing else concerning nutrition ever had before. And it began to radically open my eyes and change my thought process about the way I was eating and the way I was taking care of my body. After I read the book and began applying the principles in the book, as you can well imagine, very quickly, weight started just shedding. The focus at that point had turned from losing weight to really taking care of myself, because what I had read in that book completely transformed the way I was thinking about my body. It had no longer become an issue of just wanting to look good. You know, all of us ladies kind of struggle with that. I don't think I know a lady yet who is really completely happy with the way she looks physically. It's like there's always something that we're working on. But my focus really began to change from that, and it wasn't so much about the weight loss anymore or about how I was looking on the exterior as it was about taking care of the inside and truly focusing on health. Naturally, as I did that, the weight began to just melt away. I was losing weight very quickly. The couple of weeks I can remember losing up to 10 pounds in a week. And I was eating a lot of food, but I was eating the right food now. I can remember that even after it slowed down a bit, the average I was still losing was about 3 to 4 pounds a week, which is fast for weight loss, because healthy weight loss really is about 1 to 2 pounds a week to maintain for longevity after you get done shedding the pounds. But because I was eating the foods that my body was happy with, it just was melting away all of the stored fat and all of the toxins that I had built up in my body, and the weight was really just falling away. I lost about 70 pounds in probably about a 10-month period. That was a fast and drastic weight loss, but it wasn't because I was trying or depriving myself. It really was because my body was finally happy with what it was eating. Well, it was not long at all before I just kind of gave up. Not really giving up, but had told myself, oh, I can eat just a little bit of this and it'll be okay, and I can eat a little bit of that and it'll be okay. But before I knew it, those small little compromises kind of derailed me. And instead of being able to add those things back in moderation, the way that we all should live our life, period, no matter what it's concerning, the sugars and the sweets and the delicacies really began to consume my thoughts again. So before I knew it, here I was, had gained all of that weight back, and not only was I miserable physically because I was tired again, the joint pain was back, the irritability, the grumpiness, everything that goes with all of that extra weight. But I also was spiritually miserable because I knew at that point I was in total disobedience to what God had asked of me. Now, I know many of you are on a weight loss journey for different reasons. Maybe it has nothing to do with spirituality for you at all. Maybe it is simply because it's a health issue. Maybe a doctor has recommended that you lose weight. Whatever the reasons are that maybe you've been drawn to this video today, or that you find yourself wanting to shed some extra pounds, may not have anything to do with the same type of journey that I feel I'm on, but I believe that it is the same principles that can help us all. I know that through the years and being a minister of the gospel of Christ, we have the opportunity to counsel with people quite often. And there are a lot of people that struggle with weight-related issues that are really seeking help. And there's a whole plethora of reasons why people find themselves in a position to where they are grossly overweight. Some of those reasons throughout the years that we have discovered are a masking of childhood abuse. Some of those things are because people get a mindset that they aren't valuable and they begin to harm themselves in different kinds of ways. One of those ways is by overeating. For some people, it is the thought of, as they see themselves thin and small, sometimes their brain works in such a way that it tells them you're insignificant, you're not noticeable, and to add on the extra weight makes them feel that their presence is noticed in a room. And while some of us would sit and hear these reasons and think, wow, that's a really crazy reason for packing on extra pounds, the reality is, for a lot of people, these are very real reasons for them, and reasons that they struggle to break free from. For me, the issue was that I simply just did not want to crucify my flesh and do what was right for my body. When something tasted good, when it had all of that sugar, whether I was hungry or whether I wasn't, whether I had already had a piece or whether I didn't, I was going to indulge if my flesh was screaming for it. And this is where I have found myself again over the last couple of years. If you have been following our channel, you are aware that we have been on a journey of having to reconstruct and renovate our home. You know that we had some mold issues that caused us to really practically, we rebuilt the thing from the bottom down. We've had to replace ceilings and floors and walls, everything. And during that process of time, we found ourselves without our kitchen for about 16, 17 months, somewhere in there. And I found myself, not at first and not consciously, but using that circumstance as an excuse to going back to eating and overindulging in the types of foods that I really wanted to eat. We, of course, had no stove. We did have our refrigerator plugged in, and we were able to buy microwavable dinners, frozen dinners that we could fix and eat. And of course, we had lots of little snack type things around the house that didn't require cooking. And of course, those are full of sugar, they are full of fat, and they are not healthy for us at all. And for me, it was easy to say, well, we don't have a kitchen, I can't cook healthy. But I knew deep down inside that as God began to show me, you were just using this as an excuse. Because I still could have made healthier choices. As I saw the weight beginning to just pile back on and pile back on and pile back on over this last 2 years, my children weren't gaining the weight like that. My husband wasn't gaining the weight like that. We were all in the same situation. We all were eating the same types of foods. The difference is that they were not overindulging in some of the same things that I was. And they were not using the situation we were in as an excuse to simply just gratify the flesh. And here I was, found myself and my body just screaming out for the sugars and the type of chemicals that were not good for me and not healthy for me at all. And I found myself in a place really of total rebellion from what I knew that God had been dealing with me years ago, and an area of my life that I felt that I had conquered and had seen great victory in, but I quickly found myself losing that battle. So here we are today. If you are watching this video, you can obviously see that I have come to a decision point that either I can be obedient to what I know that God has asked of me, and I can begin to change things and turn things around, or I continue to walk in disobedience and just be miserable while doing so. And obviously, because this video is coming to you guys, I am choosing to do what I know is right that God has asked me to do. I am fully aware that many of you are watching this video about weight loss for many different reasons. Maybe it has nothing to do with spirituality for you at all. Maybe you don't even believe in God. Maybe you did away with God a long time ago because of disappointments in your life. And maybe to you, the way that you eat or take care of your body is not a spiritual thing at all. Maybe you are sitting there because of health issues that you have had and a doctor has told you that you need to shed some pounds. Maybe you just realized that different kinds of health problems that you're having, pain in your joints like I was having, you know, a hard time getting up in the morning because even though you've slept for 8 hours, your body is still so tired because it didn't really rest. Whatever the reasons are that you are watching this video and that you have been drawn in by this topic, I hope that I can help you. And I hope that we can take this journey together. For me, it is not going to be an issue of completely doing away with every single bit of sugar and never being able to eat those things again and just being so radical and drastic. For me, it is also not going to be about eating organically grown fruits and vegetables, although I would love to be able to do that. I am a homeschooling mom who doesn't work outside of the home. I am a youth pastor, and I do get a very small salary for doing that and contribute that way. But my husband is our source of income. And because of that and the choice that we have made for me to be home with our children, overseeing their education, there is not a lot of money in our budget to buy the organic stuff like I would like to do. And I am sure that many of you find yourself in that same situation financially. But I want to encourage you that that should not be an excuse for us to not take the best care of our bodies that we can. Because whether or not an apple is organically grown It can still have many health benefits for you, and it is definitely a much better choice than those Oreo cookies that we would rather grab off of the shelf. No doubt about it. I do want to be sensible about this plan, and I do want to just listen to the Lord every day. If I feel like He is telling me, yeah, okay, it's okay to go ahead and have that brownie today, then I'm going to have a brownie. If I feel like He is telling me you've had enough sugar this week, let's not eat any more sugar this week, then I want to be able to turn that down and not feel so bound and addicted and drawn in by that food that is not good for me. So as far as laying out some kind of diet plan and being super strict on what I can and can't eat, I really just want to find myself listening to the Holy Spirit every day and allowing Him to lead me. And as I do that, I want to share this journey with you. Some of you may be thinking right now, but I'm not a believer. She's just way out there. This is really kooky to me. I don't know what she's talking about. Why would you pray about what you eat? That's okay. If that is how you feel right now, and that's how you see things, and maybe you think it's a silly idea to pray over what you're putting in your body. For me, it is a very real thing. I do believe that the Bible is the inspired Word of God, and in the Bible, it tells me that my body is a temple. It is a place where God resides, where His presence dwells, and it is a gift that He has given me to take care of and to steward well. And because of that, I do believe that He will lead me and help me into taking the best care of it possible. So that is the journey that I am about to start. And I plan to show you guys during the week some of my food. I'm not sure that I will have time every single day to show you everything that I'm eating, because with life being busy a lot of days for us and with different things that we do, I'm not sure exactly how much that I can show you, but I do want to show you as much as I possibly can. Maybe it will give you some ideas or something that would help you in the food choices that you are making. And we can kind of do this together and encourage each other. I would like for you guys to leave as many comments on these videos as possible. Comments that would encourage me in this journey, and comments that would encourage other viewers as they are reading along. Things that can be positive and uplifting, not tearing down and not bashing and not badgering each other, because us ladies especially need the support of each other. I think for far too long we have made other women a source of competition, and instead of valuing other women and their influence in our life, many of us have pushed that away and have set ourselves up as enemies and competitors, as though there's some kind of goal to achieve that we don't want any other lady to achieve. And we've got to change that mindset, gals. We've got to work on this together. So as this journey continues, if you want to join in, please do. Please comment each week and let me know how the week went for you. I know there are going to be weeks that it will be a real struggle. It's going to be a challenge as you make changes in the way that you're eating, in the way that you're taking care of your body. And there are going to be weeks that are going to be super great for you. These are how we can help each other and encourage each other along. Now, I am fully aware that one of the side effects of taking better care of ourselves is the weight loss that we all do want to experience. Which one of us women wouldn't like to be a size 6, right? I mean, let's just be honest. So there will be a natural weight loss that is going to happen as we begin taking better care of ourselves, and hopefully we will be able to maintain that healthy weight loss of about 1 to 2 pounds a week. What I have decided to do, and you may want to join in with me on this, is I found a little thing on Pinterest where I saw that someone had gotten some jars and had them labeled. One of these is labeled pounds to go, and one of these is labeled lost. I just simply picked these little vases up at the Dollar Tree, and I got all of these little beads from the Dollar Tree as well. I put 7 77 little beads in this thing because I'm going to be real and honest with you. Right now I am weighing in on the scale at 227. I am 5'5", 5'5.5", and for my size of frame, all the health experts say that a good and healthy weight for me would be to be anywhere between 145 and 160. So I would like to see myself hit around 150, which is where I was used to maintaining my weight before. So that leaves me 77 pounds to try to lose in this process. And although that the weight loss is not my main goal, it is nonetheless going to be a goal of this journey. As I weigh in each week and lose a pound or two, I will move one of our little marbles into the loss jar, and hopefully it won't be long before I see more marbles in this one than I do in this one. So maybe this is something that you would like to set up for yourself as well. I'm not real sure if you even want to track your weight right now or if you just want to concentrate on health. That is completely up to you. If I'm able to fit in any kind of exercise with our schedule, then I'll show you that as well, because exercise is a very important part of taking care of ourselves. Water consumption is a huge part of taking care of ourselves. And I will recommend that you do pick up this book, The Maker's Diet, if at all possible for you. Dr. Rubin also does have another book that is beneficial, and it is called Perfect Weight America. Both of these books have some great information in them, and they have just, you know, I picked both of these up as I was learning and studying, and they are just two of the ones that have really helped me to understand the necessity of taking care of myself from a steward's point of view. So I just wanted to share that with you today. It is my plan and my hope that I can upload for you a video every Tuesday and report in to you my progress, some of the food that I have eaten during the week, any exercise that I have gotten in, any weight that I may have lost or might have even gained. You know, I'm not sure exactly how that process is going to go. But just to encourage you and allow you to encourage me as we start this together. It really is just about taking care of ourselves and being the best us that we can be, and being a good resource of encouragement for our families. And sometimes that's hard to do when we're not feeling our best. Just want to thank you guys for taking a couple of minutes to sit down with me this afternoon. I know that this is kind of a lot of information, and some of it maybe you agree with, some of you don't. Some of it may have struck a chord with you. Some of it may have been like an aha moment. Maybe that's why I'm eating too much. Maybe that's why I'm struggling with weight issues. And if that's the case for you and you would like to inbox me privately to discuss any of those issues, for me to kind of counsel with you or to help you in whatever way I can, please feel free to send me an email. My email is divinedesign@yahoo.com, and I would be happy to help you in any way I can. I'm looking forward to seeing your progress on this journey. I'm looking forward to seeing my progress on this journey, and together we will become fit and ready for service in the Master's plan. We'll see you in the next video.